Out in the public square of life, there are these two invitations being called out, two voices. And one of them, well, it sounds appealing, but it's far more dangerous than it appears. It's a counterfeit, leading us somewhere we absolutely never intended to go. Okay, so let's dive right into this incredible scene from Proverbs chapter 9. It sets up this amazing contrast between two voices that are competing for our attention. On one side, you have wisdom, and she's prepared this incredible feast of life. And on the other, you have this character named Folly offering something that looks way simpler, but it's a trap. And this is what's so wild and honestly so deceptive. Both of these voices are calling out from the exact same places. The high places, the public square. They're even targeting the very same people. The simple, the naive, anyone who's still figuring things out. At first glance, the invitations can sound remarkably similar. So, that's the real question, isn't it? If they sound alike, how do you tell them apart? Well, the crucial thing is to understand the true nature of the one who's calling. It's not just about what's being offered, it's about who is offering it. See, one invitation is built on solid truth and order, while the other is just built on deception, laziness, and frankly, pure emptiness. So let's dig into this a little more by exposing the character of Folly. We have to look right past that flashy invitation and see who's actually sending it. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13 gives us this incredible description. The woman Folly is loud. She is seductive and knows nothing. So her call is just confident noise. She's loud. She's designed to grab your attention. She's seductive, persuasive, and appealing. But that last part, that's the key. She knows nothing. All that confidence is just a mask for total emptiness. And think about that combination for a second. She's incredibly appealing, but she's utterly empty of truth. It's all persuasion without any substance, a promise with absolutely no foundation. It really is the very essence of deception. Now, what she offers, well, that's incredibly revealing. Verse 17 tells us she doesn't offer what's good and true. She offers what's forbidden. She says stolen water is sweet and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. The whole thrill is in the rule-breaking itself. Her entire invitation is built on this crumbling foundation. It doesn't appeal to our desire for what is good. Oh no, it appeals to our darker impulses, our desire for what's secret and rebellious. It's just an illusion of pleasure that can only exist in the shadows. But here's the thing about any invitation. It always has a destination. And Folly's invitation, well, it deliberately hides the true cost, the terrible reality of where her party is actually being held. And then, verse 18 just drops this bomb, the final, shocking truth. The house where she's holding her feast, it's not a house of pleasure, it's a tomb. Her guests aren't partygoers, they're the dead. That temporary sweetness of stolen water leads straight to the eternal bitterness of death. But against all that darkness, another voice speaks. A voice that doesn't just promise life, but actually is the embodiment of life. And when we bring Christ into the picture, the counterfeit nature of Folly becomes just blindingly obvious. In John chapter 8, verse 12, Jesus gives the ultimate answer to all of Folly's secrecy. Where she thrives in shadows and hidden places, Jesus, the true wisdom of God, brings everything out into the cleansing light. He exposes all the deception and leads us straight into truth. So now, let's see how Christ directly answers every single counterfeit offer that Folly makes. For every cheap imitation she throws out there, Christ offers the glorious, breathtaking reality. So Folly offers stolen water, right? It's a momentary, secret thrill that leaves you thirsty and completely empty. But Christ, he offers living water. And it's not just a different source, it is a completely different substance altogether. This promise from John chapter 4, verse 14, isn't just about a different drink. It's about a whole different kind of existence. It's a wellspring of eternal satisfaction that springs up from within you, a satisfaction that Folly's stolen water could never, ever provide. And the contrast in where these two paths lead, well, it couldn't be more clear. Folly's path ends in the certainty of death. Her house is a tomb. But Jesus doesn't just show us a path away from death, he walks right into death itself and utterly defeats it. This is who he is. It's his very identity, as he says in John chapter 11, verse 25. He doesn't just warn us about death, he is the living rescue from it. He is the resurrection. He is the life. His invitation isn't just to a better life, but to life itself, eternal and totally unshakable. So we have to see Folly's invitation for exactly what it is, a cheap, loud, empty imitation of the real feast. Christ, on the other hand, he isn't just a better option. He's the only source of reality, the only voice with any substance, the only embodiment of truth and life there is. And that destination Folly offers, it's not some accident, it's the natural, inevitable outcome of her empty promises. But in perfect contrast, Christ's invitation is the only one that truly leads out of that darkness and into the brilliant, everlasting light of life with God. So in the end, it really all comes down to this one choice. Folly is loud, sure, but her voice is just empty noise. Christ is the Word of God, who speaks with quiet authority, breathing life right into our souls. He is true wisdom, calling us to a feast that never ends. Now, this has just been a quick look into this powerful passage. If you want to explore this more deeply and really discover more about the true invitation of Christ, the link to the full study is waiting for you in the description.